Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a champion guide for Zargala, so let's get into it. Alrighty, I'll get Zargala pulled up here, and we'll kind of look her over first, but Zargala is an orc, epic, attack character that is force affinity, and she's definitely the best looking orc I've ever seen, so she's got that going for her, and a base speed of 103, that's really good. We've got an A1 that attacks one enemy, 50% chance of placing a 25% weaken, which is the bigger version, so that's a very good A1. I do like that. The A2 is attack one enemy, instantly activate the crack armor skill if the target is killed, and crack armor is attack all enemies 3 times. After the first hit, has a 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. So this is a really cool ability. So basically it's going to attack all enemies 3 times, but it's going to attack all enemies 2 times with a chance to place the decreased defense. So especially when we book her up and we get that to a really high percentage, it's basically going to be a permanent, it's going to be pretty close to guaranteed to happen. So she's going to have a very good AoE decreased defense effect, which is very good for dungeons and the arena. Her aura is increased ally accuracy in all battles by 40, which is pretty good. You know, if you don't have a better aura to bring for like the clan boss, you don't have a better all battles aura, because those are the only ones that work in the clan boss, Zargala, you can bring her, and that can help you squeeze out just a little bit more damage to land those debuffs a little bit more often. As always with my champion guides, I build one of these infographics that I will put down in the video description. It just shows the masteries that I currently use on my Zargala and the optimal sets. She's an attack character, so you know the sets like speed and crit rate and crit damage and offense are going to be good for her. And as we look at the grades, is always something I like to talk about. The first thing I'll show you when I'm kind of breaking down the champion and showing it in action is that she actually can be a campaign farmer. She is force, which isn't optimal, but I'll show you how we can kind of work around that and get it to work in the end game. So she gets a B+. She's not god tier for farming the campaign, but she's definitely good. And then clan boss, she is a B, because remember when we were going over her skills, she has an A1 that places a weaken. She also has an AoE decreased defense, and she also has an accuracy aura and a base speed of 103. So you know, again, not god tier versus the clan boss, but she is serviceable, and she is a pretty decent early to mid game hero for the clan boss. Arena, she gets an A. She's very good in the arena. Again, that base 10 speed makes her, you know, good in the arena. We need champions in the arena that have good base speed. Once you get below like 95, it can be a little bit tough to, you know, make sure that your champions are going first before the enemy team, and you can get taken advantage of with low base speed. It just makes you, you know, need that much better gear. You know, and the cool thing about Zargala, I'll talk about this when I'm kind of going over her, maybe showing me using her in the arena, is you can actually slot her into 2 different roles. She can either be your pre-nuke AoE debuffer, or the person who goes last on your team because of her snowball capability with Devastate proccing crack armor. So you can have her go last when the enemy team is already damaged. Boom, her Devastate hits somebody really hard, and then she automatically activates an AoE that hits everybody 3 times. So kind of cool there. Or you can have her be your pre-nuke and go before your nuker to hit all enemies 3 times and decrease their defense so that your nuker can hit harder. So she is very cool in that she has a little bit of customization within your arena team, and that's why I had to give her an A. I really liked that about her. And then we can see the dungeons is an A+, with that AoE decreased defense being constantly up, and with the ability for her Devastate to proc another AoE, and with the A1 placing weaken on bosses and stuff. You know, she is just, you know, one of the best epics in the game as far as general utility in dungeons. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and pull up my Zargala, and then I'll show you how she works kind of in the end game of the campaign. So I use my Zargala in the arena, which means I need good speed. You know, I'm up in gold 4, which means you need to get pretty close to 180, 190 speed, even for your DPSers. So that's why I've got her speed up at 188. you know, so I went with 4-piece speed and 2-piece crit chance because I had a few really good crit chance pieces that I wanted to take advantage of to get her to the 100% crit rate. If you're using a champion in the arena, it's very important to get that consistent value out of them and get them to 100% crit rate. You don't want them missing their crits. That can lose you battles and waste your tokens. So the top pieces are pretty standard. You're going to probably want crit chance gloves, attack percent, chest, and speed boots, especially if you're going to use her in the arena. And then, you know, she does place that decreased defense and the weaken on her A1, so we need her to at least have decent accuracy. You know, I don't use mine against the clan boss, so I don't need like 200 accuracy, but getting her above 150 can be good for using her in kind of the end game situations besides the clan boss. So yeah, we're going to want an accuracy banner, and then a crit chance amulet, and then the ring. You're looking for, you know, whatever you can get like the most attack basically out of, or sustain if that's what you need if she's dying a little bit too easily. So that's kind of my reasoning behind gearing my Zargala the way I did. And then as we pull up the masteries, you know, if you use yours against the clan boss, you will probably want to go with War Master so that you're getting that extra damage in. I use mine in just the arena and dungeons, so I went with the consistent value of the crit damage because you get a lot more value out of this in the arena as opposed to War Master. And then, yeah, we're kind of taking the general routes that we usually take to get, you know, Lore of Steel and Master Hexer, and, you know, the crit damage and just getting the optimal, you know, this one's really good for dungeons and arena, obviously. So we're just kind of taking the standard, you know, offense and support routes with Zargala should work pretty well. All right, so let's go ahead and show her as a campaign farmer. And again, remember, I don't even have her optimized to farm the campaign. I've got her geared for arena and dungeons, and she can still be an end game campaign farmer. If I optimized her a little bit better, she could be even better if I was like using her just for the campaign or wanted to specifically build her for that. So with a Force champion, we probably want to go with 12-6 instead of 12-3. 12-3 is mostly Spirit heroes, as we see here, so Force can struggle a little bit. That's not really the case in 12-6. You can see the affinities of who we fight against switches, so we're definitely going to go that route. And then let's put Zargala by herself and kind of just see how she does as an end game farmer. And there's the Devastate. It gets a kill, and then it procs the AoE. So you can see how cool that is. Your Devastate gets a kill, and then she immediately attacks all enemies 3 times, and it has a chance to place that decreased defense. So very good. And we can see she farmed 12-6 in 17 seconds. Very good. And I don't even have her optimized for the campaign. So, you know, maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I should give her an A- instead of a B+ on the campaign. But yeah, B+, A-. She is definitely usable as a campaign farmer in the end game. Let's go back and I'll show you kind of how I use her in the arena. So with my current arena team, let's see if I can't get like a good battle here. All right, here's a good one. This is kind of like your standard battle that I would take when I am kind of speed farming arena, you know, in Gold 4. So I'm going to have my Arbiter go first as my booster. And then I'm going to have my Dracomorph debuff the enemy team with weaken and decreased defense. Then the way I have it set up with my Zargala, just because of the way my gear worked and my speed worked, it was better for me to do this. I'm going to have my Kale nuke after that. And then I'll have my Zargala go last, and maybe there will be one of them that's hurt. Zargala will do Devastate, get a kill, and then proc the cracked armor. So you can see how it kind of works in motion here. Then my Kale nukes, and, you know, sometimes about half the time he just goes ahead and nukes the whole team. But if there's that 1 or 2 people that survive, Zargala's Devastate can hit really hard. I've seen it hit for like 95,000. You know, she runs up with Devastate, boom, that single target. If there's anybody that survived, she knocks them over, and then after that she procs her AoE effect to hit the whole team if there's anybody left after that, which is very rare. Let's refresh. I'm looking for a setup here. Oh, they're using another Zargala. I don't like. Let's try this one here. Wonder if they'll have enough defense to survive against Kale so that Zargala will get to go. And Kale, okay, see, so here we go. So now we can use our Devastate is going to attack one enemy. And if I'm able to get a kill on this Phoenix, boom, and then we activate Cracked Armor. So, you know, obviously that wasn't optimal because Phoenix was Spirit and, you know, she was having to attack something that she is weak affinity to, but you still got to see the effect and how it kind of works and takes shape. So yeah, that's kind of how Zargala performs in my arena team and the campaign. For dungeons, she can be very good because of the decreased defense and the weaken. So I actually use her in my Arcane Keep team. You know, Arcane Keep is a pretty standard dungeon where, you know, you just want to, you know, get as much damage out as possible and just kind of speed farm it. So we will see that the Zargala performs pretty well in this dungeon. There goes Kale just nuking the whole wave. And there you see Zargala's amazing AoE. She hit all of them 3 times, knocked them over. And there her Devastate didn't get a kill, so she wasn't able to proc the effect of the Cracked Armor automatically after the kill. $56,000, that's pretty good on the Arcane boss. So I definitely like how her multipliers work. She hits pretty hard. And boom, Zargala gets the kill. So, yeah, as we can see, she performs pretty generally well in many different aspects of the game. So, a very well-designed epic and definitely one where you should consider investing in her if you have her and you know, adding her to your roster. She is very generally useful, which means that we don't know exactly what faction wars will be as of me making this video, but in terms of faction wars, she should be a pretty good addition to your orc team and just have some general utility. So yeah, that's going to kind of do it for this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.